Hi everybody, I'm back. We moved to a different part of the store because nobody complained, but there was a writers group that was in there in the area that we were in, and I was trying my best to be not loud, but I'm not very good at not being loud. I don't know what it is. I'm just kind of just a loud, fun, excitable person, and I am excited to bring you another story from a lovely lady. I'm going to turn the camera around and introduce you to Anne Schnedl.
Very good.
Schnedl. Anne Schnedl. Here we go. Hi, Anne. Introduce yourself to the peeps on Peeps TV.
Hi everyone, my name is Anne Schnedl. I am a certified nurse midwife, although I'm not currently practicing.
Maybe a little louder.
I have not worked as a nurse midwife since July of 2012 because I was fired from my job because I did not comply perfectly with flu shot policies and because I would not refer for abortion. I previously was generally accepting of vaccination and generally believed in it because I trusted what I had been taught. But when my previous employer made flu shots mandatory, it raised red flags, and at that point I began to look into it in more depth, and it's safe to say that what I've learned since then, I am appalled at what I found and have continued to find. So my primary position at this point is one of freedom. I believe that I believe in the free market, and I think, you know, if you think there's benefit from vaccination, you should certainly do that. But if you don't, you should not be forced or mandated or coerced into this in any way, shape, or form. They should not be required for work, for school, for participation in anything. I am appalled. That word just keeps coming up at
Me too.
the kind of non-science that is being done to justify this, and the willful refusal to do any kind of real science.
Okay, I'm getting feedback here that you are talking too quietly and they cannot hear you.
Okay.
So, I was looking to see if I had my headset, which has a microphone on it, which I could stick next to your face, but it's apparently out in the car. So let's just try and project a little bit. I'm going to take you back. Let's go back. Okay. This is where being loud actually is beneficial.
Other people might hear and learn.
Other people might hear and learn, yes, but more importantly, the camera will pick it up. I never had a problem with the camera or microphone picking me up because I'm so loud. But Miss Anne is more of the mild-mannered, and
well, lots of people would disagree with that.
Oh, well, let's see some of that fire then. Come on now. I mean, this place is almost closed anyway, so let's rock it out. Okay, Anne, let's go back in time to when you were growing up. What was your experience with vaccines, or what were your thoughts about vaccines? What, you know, like when you were just, you know, when you were a kid, you were the one getting the vaccines, for example.
I was vaccinated as a child. My mother had polio and was in an iron lung for a period of time. So yes, we were vaccinated. I'm old enough that I did not receive the current schedule, and I'm grateful for that. So you
got the 5 or 6, yeah, right around going into school age. What was it, like
that.
polio,
I've
smallpox?
actually got my vaccines record on the back of my birth certificate. My mother put them there. She recorded our vaccines on the back of our birth certificate.
So you wouldn't lose them.
I have my own personal grits system.
Great. So, you know, nowadays I don't think that the birth certificate would be large enough to hold the freaking vaccine records. So you got the usual 4 or 5, however many they were given out, maybe up to, probably not up to 10, but because, I mean, let's face it, I was born in 70, and I don't remember getting that many vaccines. Right. And I know that the vaccines I got right before kindergarten because of school. So, and it wasn't a lot. I remember the one they give you in the arm, the one that leaves a scar on most people. I remember that one.
Smallpox. Yeah.
And you know, maybe a few others. So it really wasn't a lot, even you know, a couple decades through when my daughter was born. I remember thinking that there were more, but even she was a 1990 baby, and even then it was nowhere near as bloated as it is now. So growing up, you got your regular vaccines, and then you went into your career. And so did you?
I started as a nurse.
Started as a nurse,
and I've given, you know, countless doses of vitamin K injections and Hep B vaccines, working as a nurse in labor and delivery until I became a nurse midwife.
So you were a labor and delivery nurse. So you were getting the babies right out the gate, and it was just normal procedure to vitamin K, Hep B. When did Hep B start? Like,
well, that would have been in the
it was Clinton that gave us the Hep B shot, right?
Early 90s.
So probably not the, and I don't know that it was standard procedure immediately when they first brought it on the scene. I don't remember Hep B for my daughter being anything to do with her birth. So but you were giving them vitamin K, Hep B, eye ointment, just the usual newborn assault. Right. And how did you become because you said midwife, right. So you were a labor and delivery nurse, right. And then you transitioned over into midwifery. What made you decide to change to midwifery? Well, am I saying that right? Is that the right?
Midwifery.
Midwifery. Oh, midwifery. It's got the air of the old English to it. Midwifery. Okay, go ahead. That was for Polly.
I'm a Christian, and
okay.
I think that was the Lord's gift to me to get me here.
Okay.
And it was also His gift and His tool to answer a prayer that He gave me, which is to know the truth.
Okay.
And so I knew from early on, I was probably, 12 or so, that I wanted to be a midwife. And so becoming a nurse was with that end and with that goal in mind. Mm-hmm. So I worked as a nurse for 9 years and moved to Georgia to go to Emory to become a midwife, and worked here as a midwife for 13 years before I was terminated because of noncompliance with flu shot policies.
So they wanted to give you the flu shot, or
yes, it was mandated.
And you're like, no, I'll wear a mask, and they're like, no, you got to have it.
Well, I didn't comply perfectly with the mask either. I mean, there's less evidence for the efficacy of the mask than there is for the flu shot, and there isn't really much efficacy for a flu shot.
But if you don't have the flu, what's the point? If you don't have the flu, wearing the mask because you didn't get the shot.
Well, exactly. So it's
like, what?
Like I said earlier, it raised all kinds of red flags and made me, look into this in greater depth. And here I am. So I've not worked as a nurse midwife since then, and I'm not anticipating working in the healthcare field again.
Okay. So now you advocate by just sharing your experience with others, or would you consider yourself an advocate? Or are you out there?
I'm an advocate for people doing their own research and learning as much as they possibly can. And don't accept at face value what you're told just because you're told it. That's really what I trusted what I had been taught.
Now, do you have children of your own?
No, I never married, and I don't have children.
So what would your advice be to a young pregnant mom? You say you were at Barnes & Noble and you saw a mom that was shopping and she had this obviously you can't walk up to them when it's under 5 months because you don't know for sure. But there's some that
learn as much as you can.
We'll have some new cards with a new website on them soon. I'm going to be launching another one. That's fine. That's a perfectly good website. There's lots of great websites you can send people to. ourvaccinesafe.org, NBIC. I know they have some great Learn the Risk, Vax Truth, IPAC.org, ICAN.org, Know the Vax.
When you have the cards, it's nice to just make it simple.
It is good, and there's lots of giveaway cards out there for various different websites that have. Marcella has a website. Isn't Marcella's? No, I always get Know the Vax and Vax Truth mixed up as to whose they are.
Marcella is Vax Truth.
Vax Truth, yes. Okay, so there's lots of great websites out there that have cards that you can order and support those individuals and just be able to hand them out. So your choice. What would you do? Let's say you don't have the card, but you see the mom. You're having a conversation with you. Would you say anything? Are you brave enough to broach that subject? Broach? Breach? Brooch. It's a nice brooch. You can wear. Polly, I love you.
You're gonna get a call from Polly tomorrow.
She's gonna sing. You crack me up. You make me laugh so hard. She does. So your choice. What would you say?
Well, if the topic came up or if we got around to it, I would certainly encourage her to get as much information as she possibly could. Mm-hmm. And there, as you said, there are a lot of really good resources out there. Mm-hmm. And I mean, if nothing else, read the vaccine insert, which should be enough to make you wonder. Right. But by all means,
not the vaccine information sheet.
Correct. Which doesn't give any information really at all.
No.
But I would.
And it's like one page.
Certainly point her to Dr. Suzanne Humphreys.
Absolutely.
I have just mad respect for.
Yes.
I would encourage her to watch all of her videos, all of her YouTubes, to get her book, Dissolving Illusions, and to get J.B. Handley's book as well. Mm-hmm. There are any number of good books out there to read. Read Dr. Wayfield's book. I think he is a modern-day Semmelweis. Mm-hmm. And absolutely. I hope that it ends better for him than it did for Semmelweis.
Oh. Yeah, definitely. Well, Semmelweis didn't have the internet.
That's true.
Right? So his message really was kind of stuck in that community that he was in. So when they ostracized him, they were able to basically stifle his discovery. Was it a discovery? Would you say it was a discovery? It was just common sense, really. I mean, you go from the morgue, go into the maternity ward, wash your dang hands. It seems like common sense. But, he did not have that opportunity that we have today of this massive dissemination of information across the globe. Language isn't even a barrier anymore because there's Google Translate and stuff like that. I mean, there's just no reason why you can't get the information out. Okay. Anything else you'd like to say?
No.
Okay. Say goodbye to the peeps.
Goodbye.
Bye, peeps.
Thank you.